Which celebrity is always ready for cereal? Reese, with her spoon. On the planet Motherworld, a royal dynasty ruled for centuries until their greed led them to conquer other planets. Their reign ended abruptly when the king and queen were killed, sparking a desire for revolution among the subjugated worlds. Senator Balisarius claimed power, ruthlessly suppressing any resistance. On Velt, a distant farming planet, villagers are alarmed to see an imperial ship approach. Kora, a war orphan, warns everyone by ringing the town bell. As the villagers debate whether to welcome the soldiers, who they hope will buy their grain at high prices, Kora argues that the Empire will just pillage and destroy. Before they can decide, the Imperial troops land nearby. Admiral Noble confronts Sindri, suspecting the village harbors rebels and demanding food for his troops. Sindri falsely claims they have barely enough to survive, but Noble, seeing their good health, doubts him. Gunnar intervenes, saying they were saving food for winter, but agrees to sell some to Noble. Angered by the deception, Noble violently attacks Sindri and kills him. When Sindri's wife intervenes, she too is killed by a guard. Noble declares he will return in 10 weeks to take the harvest, leaving the villagers with nothing. After the ships depart, Noble's men, led by Faunus, remain to monitor the village, and Private Eris activates Jimmy, a service robot from the royal era, to help with tasks. While Jimmy the robot assists the soldiers, Marcus tests the rumor that the robot won't fight back by shooting at him. Jimmy falls without defending himself, and when Eris tries to intervene, Faunus breaks up the altercation and sends them back to work, also instructing Jimmy to clean off in the river. There, Jimmy meets Sam, who compares him to the late Empire princess and gives him a flower crown, sparking a reaction in Jimmy. Meanwhile, the villagers, fearing for their lives, decide to prove their value by showing their harvest is worth sparing. Frustrated by their inaction, Kora plans to leave, but Hagen catches her and suggests she join the rebels to defend the village. Kora refuses, fearing it would only lead to more deaths. In the evening, Marcus and 2 soldiers kidnap Sam, causing her to scream for help. Kora initially decides not to intervene, but Eris fights to defend Sam, although he's quickly overpowered. When Faunus tries to claim Sam for himself, Kora arrives with an axe and starts fighting the soldiers. Using their weapons against them and creating distractions with dirt, she manages to take down several soldiers. Eris assists by shooting a soldier who nearly kills Kora. As the fight escalates, Kora disarms and fatally shoots Marcus. She and Eris then confront Faunus, who holds Sam at gunpoint. In this standoff, Jimmy intervenes, choosing to shoot Faunus instead of following his orders. After Jimmy flees, the townspeople witness Kora finishing off another soldier and declare her readiness to lead a fight, planning first to recruit more fighters. Gunnar, who previously sold Harvest to the rebels, agrees to take Kora to the city to meet his contact. Before departing, Hagen gives Kora a special gun from her crashed ship. As they camp one night during their journey, Kora shares her tragic past. At 9, her planet was devastated by an Empire army led by Balisarius. Her attempts to defend her family failed, and Balisarius killed her family and took her captive, training her in the ways of the Motherworld and enlisting her in their army. Soldiers were encouraged to find lovers to give them a reason to fight. Kora's lover died in the war, fueling her drive for revenge. By 18, she was a commander, but ultimately realized she was manipulated into perpetuating the same violence that destroyed her family. The next day, Kora and Gunnar arrive in the city, only to find that Gunnar's contact with the rebels has been captured by bounty hunters. Without another way to reach the rebels, Kora decides they must first find the legendary General Titus. In a tavern, a rude alien mistakes Gunnar for Kora's slave and aggressively tries to buy him. When the alien becomes too handsy, Kora swiftly deals with him, throwing him against a table. He flees, and from the shadows, a mysterious figure named Kai watches. Kora then announces her search for Titus, prompting a small alien speaking through a human body to reveal that Titus is on Pollux, fighting in the Coliseum. Learning this, Kora realizes they need a ship to travel there. Just then, the alien from earlier returns with 3 bodyguards, seeking revenge. A gunfight erupts in the tavern, sending patrons scrambling for cover as Kora takes on the bodyguards, dispatching them one by one. Gunnar struggles ineffectively against the alien, but Kora intervenes just in time to save him. As Kora is about to finish off the last bodyguard, the alien sneaks up behind her, only for Cary to shoot the alien first. After the fight, Cary scavenges from the bodies and offers his ship to take Kora and Gunnar to Pollux, accepting whatever money they can provide. As they embark, Cary mentions a warrior on another planet who might assist them, so they plan a detour. Gunnar, who has never left his planet before, is captivated by space travel. Meanwhile, back on the Empire's main ship, Admiral Noble is seen using a smoke pipe connected to his body while he gets news of an informant's capture. He orders the informant brought to him and then returns to his tentacle lover. Kora's group arrives at New Wodi and meets rancher Hickman, who owns a slave, Tarak, a former fighter against the Empire, now indebted to Hickman. Hickman proposes a bet. If Tarak can tame a wild beast called Benis, he earns his freedom. If not, Kora and her companions must become slaves as well. Tarak approaches the Benis, calms it by speaking his native language, and symbolically connects with it, successfully taming and riding the creature. Despite some initial struggles, they manage a smooth flight back to the ranch. Tarak wins his freedom, and when Hickman attempts to ride the Benis, it reacts violently and kills him. Impressed by Tarak's skill, Kora considers recruiting more warriors, and Cary suggests continuing their journey to find additional allies. Upon arriving at Dagus, the group meets Nemesis, a sword mistress on a personal mission to confront Harmata, a spider-like alien seeking revenge against the Empire for killing her children by kidnapping a human child. Nemesis, who has also lost her children to the Empire, attempts to reason with Harmata, but the alien attacks. Using her swords and mechanical gauntlets, Nemesis defends herself, managing to sever one of Harmata's legs to rescue the child with Gunnar's help. Despite being knocked down and injured, Nemesis continues to fight, ultimately overpowering Harmata. She uses her gauntlets to ignite her swords, delivering a fatal blow to Harmata's spider body and humanoid torso simultaneously. After Nemesis joins the group, they continue their journey. During a moment of sharing, Kora reveals more about her past to Gunnar. As the adoptive daughter of Balisarius, she led a privileged life and served in the royal guard, tasked with protecting a princess capable of resurrecting beings. Kora confesses her guilt over failing to save the princess during an attack. Arriving at Pollux, the group encounters General Titus in the arena, a former commander under the old king who's now deeply depressed following a disastrous surrender that led to the loss of his troops. Initially reluctant, Titus agrees to fight again when Kora offers him a chance for revenge. Meanwhile, bounty hunters deliver a rebel informant to Noble, who extracts information about the Bloodaxe siblings' whereabouts in Sharon under King Levidka's protection before killing the informant. Kora's team reaches Sharon and meets with King Levidka, who facilitates a meeting with the Bloodaxe siblings and their rebel army. Kora explains their dire situation, but emphasizes their moral duty to defend the people who have supported them. Moved by her plea, Darrian, one of the siblings, delivers an inspiring speech, rallying volunteers to join their cause. As the group sets off with new allies, Cary, feeling inspired, commits to aid their fight, but first needs to make a final delivery. Shortly after they depart, Noble and his forces attack Sharon, confronting King Levidka, who refuses to cooperate and is killed by Noble. As Noble's forces decimate the area, he receives intelligence on the rebels' location. A few hours after arriving at Gondival, the team helps Cary unload cargo on a bridge. Kora becomes suspicious of Cary's interactions with the locals, just as an Empire spacecraft unexpectedly attacks, destroying most of their ships and leading to a robot ambush. Cary then betrays the group, revealing his plan to capture Kora and other legendary warriors for a bounty. Noble arrives, disarms Kora, and coerces Gunnar into a fogged execution setup, instructing him to kill Kora in exchange for his freedom. Instead, Gunnar turns on Cary, shooting him and frees Kora. Amidst the chaos, Kora manages to grab a gun from a guard and uses it to create a massive explosion, providing an opportunity for the others to escape. In the melee, Nemesis fights back fiercely, and Darrian manages to secure a few remaining ships for their escape. During a fierce battle, Tarak, Titus, and Gunnar provide cover for Nemesis as she fights through enemy soldiers. Noble then commands a hidden spacecraft to attack the rebel ships. In a desperate attempt to protect his forces, Darrian uses a metal bar to fight his way onto the enemy ship. Although he initially fails to kill the pilot, who dodges and fires back, Darrian succeeds on a second attempt but dies in the process. His body inadvertently crashes the ship into the bridge. Meanwhile, Kora emerges from hiding and charges across the bridge, taking down soldiers as she heads towards Noble. As the ship crashes, destroying part of the bridge, Noble survives by landing on a floating platform. Kora confronts him there, and a brutal hand-to-hand fight ensues. After a fierce exchange, Noble knocks Kora off the platform, but she manages to grab a rope and hangs on. During their fight, Noble cuts the rope Kora is clinging to, but she manages to hold on and uses the rope to trip him, regaining her position on the platform. Kora then blocks and breaks Noble's cane with the rope, using a shard to stab his leg. Weakened, Noble continues to fight, but Kora overpowers him, breaking his arm and fatally stabbing him with his own cane before pushing him off the platform. Tarak then helps Kora by pulling the platform back to the bridge for her rescue. The team survives and returns to Velt to prepare for future defenses. Meanwhile, enemy forces recover Noble's body, and instead of healing him, they connect his cyborg body to a Neuralink. In a virtual encounter, Balisarius scolds Noble for his failure and commands him to capture Kora alive. After Balisarius ends the session by breaking the ice beneath them, doctors struggle to revive Noble, ultimately administering a strong shot that jolts him awake. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.